Hi, Assalamualaikum, it's Shota. I'm so glad you guys watched my video and your comments and reaction become my motivation to make another one. And anyway, thank you so much. And well, after uploading the last video, I got many questions from you, and I will answer your question through a video to let you understand me properly. Well, today's video is relationship between Buddhism family and me after converting. So for guys who don't watch the last video, I recommend you watch it first. You can jump the link from the description. So let's get started. Okay, before talking about a relationship, I need to talk about my family structure because the reaction about me depends on the person. My family consists of grandpa, grandma, and mother and me. Actually, my parents divorced when I was 7 years old, and my father left us to another place for some reason. After that, I don't have his contact, and of course, I've never met him. So our family is 4 people, including me. Again, the reaction or relationship with my family depends on the person, but I need to make you know 3 premises which my family have. The first three, my family is repulsed by religion. In this case, this is not only my family, but also many Japanese are. And the reason is because there was a terrorism by religious group around 25 years ago in Tokyo. The name is Tokyo Sarin attack or Tokyo attack. Actually, I've already talked about this incident, the detail, the last video. So if you don't watch the video, I recommend you watch it first. You can jump the link from the description. Second, they've never been to foreign countries. All my family always said Japan is the most safe country all over the world, and they do believe that foreign countries are more dangerous, and additionally they do believe foreign countries are inferior to Japan. But I'm sure that thought is not true, but they don't understand why it's not true because they've never been to foreign country. So a few years ago, I suggested to take them to overseas trip, but they said if you took us to travel, it would be much better to go to Hokkaido or Okinawa or something like that. The third main source of information is from TV. My grandparents don't have smartphone, and my mom have smartphone, but she's not good at using that, only line and email and phone. It means all my family get information from TV, but as you know, TV doesn't always gives you correct information, especially the media tells you disadvantageous information about Islam. That's why all my family have a prejudice thought about Islam. So, with keeping 3 premises in your mind, please listen to a following story. If you made uncomfortable feeling against my family's one, I would apologize to you instead of them. But I'd like to tell you a real story because I'm sure it's valuable. The first three, I'm gonna talk about a relationship with my grandpa. Actually, grandpa is most stubborn in my family, and he's a person who believes his thought even if it's wrong. And in my family, he said the most negative feedback to me. Before talking about relationship with him, I have to explain you about myself. Last year, I got job offer from big company in Tokyo, and the company is said it's very difficult to get job offer, but once joining the company you can get many salary, social insurance or status or something like that. However, accepting the job offer, I declined. That's because I decided to start my business by myself about halal tourism in Japan. When I talked about a story to him, he said, "Oh, what the hell are you doing? Even though you got job offer from amazing company, why did you do like crazy? You don't have to struggle unnecessarily to live your life. And why you wanna work for Muslim? Look at TV. The Muslims are only bad people. They are always conflicting around the world. Don't get involved with them. I want you to live a decent life. That's bummer. I'm so sad he doesn't understand my job. I wanted him to cheer me because we're family. And I asked, have you ever met Muslim and did they do such bad things to you? And he said, not at all, but I'm sure they are strange. And all the Muslims I've ever met are kind, thoughtful, and nice guy. But how do you think about my experience? And he, anyway, I don't accept at all. You should consider again, please. As you can see, no agreement was reached. He believed information from TV more than grandchild's experience. So I gave up persuading to him. That's because it's no use, no matter what I talk about. For the above the reason, if I came out as converting to Islam, he would get upset. That's how I haven't come out yet. In Japan, there's a saying, 知らぬが仏, meaning ignorance is bliss. In this case, that's exactly it. It's the best way to keep a good relationship with him. I'm gonna talk about grammar. Grammar is like a big ocean for me. I was raised by grandma until I was 12 years old. Actually, my mom worked as a nurse very hard. As soon as coming back to the house, she slept due to tiredness. She worked on night shift actively, and when I was elementary school student, I went out for school or hung out with friends in the daytime. And then I came back to the house at evening. On the other hand, my mom went out for work at night, so we were often missing each other at that time. My grandma took care of me very much instead of her. That's how, when I was baby, my first word spoken is mama to grandmother. Oh, by the way, it is called that human's basic character is formed until 12 years old, so grammar knows my character's habits or advantage point very well. Of course, grammar also don't have knowledge about Islam just like grandpa, but Alhamdulillah, she understands Islam more than grandpa. After joining international program in Indonesia, I presented a photo with my Muslim friends to grandma. Since that, she has been decorating it in the house carefully. We in the photo are smiling very much. With looking at the photo, she said, your Muslim friend would be nice guy because they are getting along with Shota. In spite of her good reaction about Muslim, I haven't come out with her. That's because I haven't met her since I converted to Islam. Our distance of living place is very far. She's living in Nagoya, I'm living in Ehime. I want to talk to her when I come back to Nagoya because she must cheer me for sure. I'm gonna talk about my mother. Actually, my mom is only person who knows I'm Muslim in my family. I'm gonna tell you how I came out with her. It seems the way I came out would interesting. Now she lives in Kyoto. Actually, Kyoto is not her hometown. She moved from Nagoya in 2019. Of course, I'm also stranger around Kyoto. I went to Kyoto to meet her in 2020 because I wanted to sightseeing in Kyoto. Some Muslim friends live in Kyoto and I heard Kyoto Masjid is larger than Ehime. I'm quite interested for me. Bunch of the Muslim, like 100 people came here to pray at the same time in the same place. That's why I really wanted to visit there and I took my mom to Kyoto Masjid. Arriving Kyoto Masjid, there is a manager who came from Arab and I found the way to the praying room is basement. After saying hello to manager, I asked, shall I go to the praying room? And he said, no, you cannot enter because this place is absolutely Muslim. This is not for sightseeing. Unfriendly. And I am Muslim from 1st January 2020. And he, oh, Alhamdulillah, I'm sorry. Of course you can enter praying room for pray politely. And actually my mom is not Muslimah, but I want her to see the praying room. And he, okay, she can enter only this time with smile, politely. After manager leaving us from here, I came out as Muslim to my mom in the masjid. And I said, as you can see, I became Muslim. I'm sorry I haven't come out until now. I will pray a surah from now in front of you. You can see how I pray if you want. After praying, I asked her, how do you feel now? And she said, it's very difficult for me to explain my feeling now because that's absolutely beyond my thought. I couldn't judge whether it's good or not. But if it was the way you chose and you thought the best, do just your best. And see, I have neither much money nor knowledge about Islam. Even if you are in trouble, I couldn't help you. So you ask your good Muslim when you face difficulty. I know you've been blessed with meeting with good friends since you were a child. Everything gonna be alright. Finally, she accepted what I do and my way. Okay, how was that? Some people have been originally Muslim since you were born, but some people who chose Islam by themselves, like me, have another story with family or friends and more. But if you're interested in my story, please thumbs up and subscribe me. Actually, the reaction about converting depends on person, but I do remember when I did Shahada, I promise I cherish my family like respectful or polite.
And the second, are your parents still alive?
Yes.
Okay. In regarding to that, in Islam also, it is an obligation for every Muslim to always be respectful and be polite to our parents, both of them, even though they are in different religions. So this obligation as Muslim. So please be respectful with your parents and both of them. That's all.
Yes, I promise I respect my parents.
Okay.
Even if they don't respect Islam, my feeling toward family will never change. That's my opinion. The most important thing is not which religion people convert to, but which personality or which moral they have. So from now on, I'd like to improve myself and make many Muslims be happy in Japan. That's all for it today. And we'll see you again soon. Bye. Assalamu alaikum.